morning, YouTubies. How's it going? Hopefully I can get this video done this time. This is my 7th try. Most of it's been because every time I start, somebody knocks on the door. Anthony's in dialysis right now somewhere in the hospital. I don't know where. But either somebody's knocking at the door looking for Anthony, or I stumble over my words. So 7th time's the try. Hopefully. It's supposed to be the 3rd time. Anyway, in case some of you don't know, Anthony had quadruple bypass surgery on Monday. It was supposed to have been a triple bypass, but for whatever reason, it turned out to be a quadruple. So, all the nurses were actually impressed when he came out of anesthesia, especially with that ventilator tube still down his throat. He didn't actually come out fighting and try to get that tube out of his throat and everything, like a lot of people try to. They were actually really impressed with how calm he was when he woke up from anesthesia. And part of my voice, I know it sounds a little crackly. I've been on the verge of crying the entire week because this has been a nightmare, which I'll get into all that in a minute. But also been very depressed, which again, I'll get into all that in a minute. So that's why my voice is a little crackly. This has been a tough week. Okay, Monday he woke up, things I thought were going good. But Tuesday, they tried to get him up to, get him to walk and stuff down the ICU. And I guess his blood pressure dropped, much like he does when he has dialysis over in Sedalia, when we go to his regular dialysis visits. And when that happens, he has this really glazed over, zombified, deer in the headlights look. And he's not real responsive when that happens to anything that anybody says. So that happened, and from there they just put him back into bed and basically left him there for the entire week. Basically same position from Tuesday to Friday. I mentioned it a couple times on, Wednesday and Thursday to the nurses of if they were going to get him up and walk him or anything. And they didn't say anything. They just putter around like they were busy and kind of ignore me. Well, yesterday, they still hadn't got him up, or at least set him up so he could start getting his bearings, or even working with him to get him started walking, or even moving him to his from his bed to the chair. Nothing. So, even though I mentioned it a couple times and got ignored, yesterday I had it. So I went out to the front desk of the ICU and I got a little snarky with the little receptionist. I thought she was one of the nurses at first. Normally, if a person is just the receptionist, I try not to get snarky with that person because it's not their fault. Whatever this or that is happening. But in this case, I thought it was one of his nurses. It's oops. But anyway, it got the ball rolling at least. I started complaining about how they had not gotten him up. I started being a little more forceful of how I worded things. How they had not gotten him up the entire week. They left him in the same position pretty much the entire week. Occasionally, if there was a nice nurse, they would at least put a pillow behind his back occasionally to at least help him get somewhat of a different position. But that's it. And I could tell he was getting sore all over from laying in the same position. And he hasn't been eating the entire week. What little he ate each day. He'll eat the dessert cup, and that's about it. So I mentioned to the nurses that he hadn't been eating, so they started providing with his actual meal with each meal a protein shake. So at least he's been getting the protein shake down. That's it. The dessert and the protein shake. That's it. So between not getting up and working with his legs and stuff and barely eating, he's gotten weak. So yeah, I got a little more forceful with things, and the nurse that was on duty at that time, she came in, and her and I think another nurse, and I started going off on him a little bit about all this stuff. She's like, "Oh, we've been getting him up. He got up this morning." Well, I guess come find out they did get him up to sit up, and that was it. They couldn't get him any further because he started getting dizzy again, lightheaded. But in my mind, I'm thinking, I call BS because I know y'all haven't been getting him up. I've been here the entire time. That's the reason I came, because I keep an eye on things because of how things were last time when they weren't listening to him about his insulin. So anywho, fast forwarding a little bit. Yesterday evening, they finally got him. It was a Friday. They finally got him up here to an actual room. So, and today, for the first time, they actually got him up since the other day. Yesterday. Since yesterday. Got him up where he's standing. But both ladies that were trying to help him up, he got up and stood up. But one lady was pushing him one way, and the other lady was pushing him the other way. So here they were complaining about him not standing up straight. It's like, well, you're both pushing me in opposite directions. So even he was getting pissed at him. Like, come on, people. This whole ordeal has just been a nightmare. And not to mention, he's had diarrhea the entire week. I found out just, let's see, was it last night or today? Found just, I think last night. They've been getting him stool softeners the entire week, even though he's had diarrhea. I mean, bad diarrhea. And constantly having accidents in the bed, and they constantly have to clean him up and change him. And then he's been depressed because, for one, he has the diarrhea, which is embarrassing. And two, they have him in a hospital gown, but until today, they didn't even have it tied in the back, and they just had it gaping wide open in the back when they rolled him over and everything. Or half the time they'd have him half naked. Other times they actually had him entirely naked while they just stood over him and talked and everything. It's like, let the man have some dignity. Oh my God. Anxiety, but because just I'd be so glad when he gets better so we can get home. Get out of here. Do not like this hospital. I thought things were going so good that first day. I was so happy, so proud of him. But they've not been working with him. And then, of course, like I said, the diarrhea. So because of it, I've been massively depressed because he's depressed, and just because things aren't going the way that we were originally told that things were going to go, that he'd be in ICU for 1 to 2 days, and then he'd be moved up to a room. Instead, it was 5 days. Which I can see part of it because there's complications, because of the diarrhea and everything, and which that was their own fault. I understand them giving the stool softeners a little bit because he had some medications that they had him on that can constipate you. But he'd been taken off of those medications, but yet they still was giving him the stool softeners. And even though he's not eating. I don't know, I'm just pissed. I'm just ready to get out of here. I know he's ready to get out of here. Overall, even though they've not got him up and walked with him hardly at all, which I worry about bed sores and pneumonia because of them not getting him up like they're supposed to. But overall, even though he's having the diarrhea, they're not getting him up, and not eating, well, barely eating, and other than he's depressed, overall, I think he's okay. I think he'll do a lot better once we get home. I'm so ready. And we both miss our kitties already, too. Of course. Bruce and Diana. What else was I going to say? Oh, I had an update for you guys that I was going to post on Tuesday. But I had a little, how do I word this? I've had a little incident with a butthead that is trying to interfere with my, I guess say income, my pennies that I make on YouTube. On my intro and outro, on my outro video, the person that created the music is just now, even though I've been using this outro for what, maybe 8 months to a year? I really don't know how long. He's just now trying to claim copyright. So I can either share my earnings with him, my measly little earnings, or what I'm in the process of doing is creating a new outro. Because I'm sorry, if I had more money, I would share with the guy. But as it is, what little money I do make on YouTube, I know it sounds pathetic, but I'm trying to save the money back into a savings account for in case, heaven forbid, I ever need it in the future and need it to use to put towards a place to live. In case something happens to Anthony and my parents, I need to think of my own future just in case. And this guy is trying to hone in on that. It's like, no, dude, no. I want my pennies. I'm squeezing my pennies as much as I can. I know, it sounds weird. But like I said, I'm just trying to save back for in case I need the money for in the future for a place to live. Because I don't know. I'm just tired. Just want to go home. I just want him to do better, be better. So yeah, I've been very depressed, and several friends have messaged me, but because of being depressed, I've kind of pulled away and just kind of off in my own little world. Sorry. This was not planned. Just... He told us that he'd be in the ICU for 1 to 2 days. And then probably about the 6th day, maybe 7th day, he'd be released to go home. Well, this is the 6th day. He's probably not going home till sometime next week, at least. This has been really rough because partly I've not been sleeping good at all. I've been sort of the hospital gypsy, the way I've been wording it. It's like I was telling Mom the other night, I've turned into hospital gypsy because the first day I stayed in and snoozed in the surgery waiting room. The second day, at nighttime, I went and stayed in the cardiac waiting room, which I thought was the ICU waiting room. I was wrong. I was in the wrong waiting room. Come find out. But the third night, I actually stayed in the actual ICU waiting room. Well, each and one of those places do not have a bed. They had either chairs that had the arms on them or the recliners. And either way is not comfortable when trying to sleep. So, especially the, let's see. Actually, in each of those waiting rooms, I didn't have the recliner to sleep in. It was just the chairs with the arms on it. So I have 2 little throw blankets that I rolled up and used as a makeshift pillow. I forgot it was, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It was Thursday night that I was actually able to stay all night in the ICU room with Anthony, because the really nice, and I hate to say it, but cute male nurse, was nice enough to let me stay in there with Anthony. And also Thursday and Wednesday and Thursday, he let me stay in the ICU overnight with Anthony. So as long as I was quiet, he had no problem with me staying. So I told him I'd be as quiet as a mouse, and I did. So, but was in the ICU unit that I slept in a recliner, and I had a pillow, nice big fluffy pillow. I do like the pillows. Why, the only thing I like about this hospital is the pillows. But look a mess now, worse than usual. But it was in the ICU unit that I'd roll up the pillow in half, and I'd sleep in the recliner. I'd stretch the recliner out and sleep in the recliner. Even that's not comfy. So last night, when he got moved up to this room, and the nurses were so busy and I didn't want to bother them to ask for a cot. And this is a tinier room than what he had before. But because they were busy, I didn't want to bother them and ask for a cot. I figured I'd get one eventually, but I didn't want to bug them. So they got a recliner back here, but it's even more uncomfortable than the ones that were down in the ICU. So I couldn't sleep in it for anything. So, silly me, I got the bright idea to put both my little throw blankets down on the floor, put the pillow down on the floor, and then lay down on the floor. Oh my God. It was cold, and you talk about painful. My bones were screaming because of it. I could hardly get up. I only slept down there like 2-3 hours before the nurse came in to check his vitals and noticed me on the floor. So they brought me in a cot. I didn't ask for one. I didn't get a chance to ask for one, but they brought me in one. So at least once they brought me in one, it's not real comfy because it's got a foam mattress and you kind of like sink into it when you lay down. Kind of like one of those, what they call egg carton foam mattresses. It's not the most comfortable, but I tell you, it is much more comfortable than laying on the hard floor. So, told you I turned into a hospital gypsy. Oh, I've slept in some crazy places this week. That's for sure. But I think that's it for now. I'm thinking about going downstairs and getting to the cafeteria and getting a salad or something here in a minute because I'm hungry. So who knows? I might do a mukbang here in a minute. I don't know. Before Anthony gets back from dialysis. I do a mukbang with him, but he's not been eating. I might actually show him on video after a while if he's up for it. I don't know if he's up for any of that yet or not. So it might be just me. But I at least want to come on here and give you guys a heads up. Not heads up. An update is what I meant to say. Of all that's been going on. And I hope all this makes sense. I'm a little bit rambly. I'm scatterbrained. I'm, bummed out. I feel like my voice is all crackly. I feel like I don't really want to talk to anybody. I didn't really want to come on here to talk, to be honest. I figure I owed it to you guys to at least give you an update of what's going on. And I'm hoping that from here, things get better. We'll see. So, all right, I'm going to get ready to scoot and go see about getting my salad or something to eat. And I'll probably be back later. So, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. And please keep us in thought and prayer and send lots of positive energies. Because your girl here in particular needs it, and I know Anthony does too. Because I feel like I just really want to bawl. Just release it all. And I can't. I cry a little bit here and there. It's like I can't. Particularly when he's around. I can't. I feel like I've got to be cheerful and everything to help keep his spirits up as much as possible. I feel like I've got to be strong for him. At least as far as what he sees. So, anywho, I need food. I think that might help me at the moment. So, I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye. Hey, YouTubies. I'm back. I just got done going. Oh, my hair looks like a total disaster. I don't care right now. I just got done going down to the cafeteria to try to get a salad or something to eat. And according to their website the hours. This is lunchtime, but there's no food in the bins. So they had a lady sort of do like a lunch lady thing where they serve you stuff that they have right in front of them and put into a styrofoam container. She served the lady that was in front of me, but she wouldn't serve me. I don't know what the deal was. And it's like, she acted like I was speaking another language or something. It's like, I'd like to order, please. She's like, what do you want? I'm like, food? So I asked her, since I wasn't getting nowhere with her, I asked her about the salads and such. Oh, we don't serve salads and such on weekends. So I'm starving now, so I guess I'm going to have to order on, what do you call it, DoorDash or something, because right now I have maple brown sugar oatmeal, which I've had the last couple days. I'm kind of bored with it. I was wanting a salad. I have summer sausage, which I've had that last couple days, and I don't really want any more. The only reason I brought it is because it said it didn't need to be refrigerated. That's the only reason. I'm not usually a summer sausage fan. I like it occasionally, like just a couple pieces to share with my family, but that's about it. I got some spicy ramen, which if I could ever get Tuesday's video posted, then you'll see that spicy ramen noodles. If I can get it posted, even though it's late, it's already past events, I'll still post it just so you guys can see what I was trying to post. Yeah, it's noon now. So yeah, they should have been open to have something for me to go and eat. I didn't want just chips and soda pop and all that. Granted, a soda pop does sound good. I could have gone for that, but I didn't want just that. I wanted something at least halfway's more. Salad or even a cheeseburger or something. So right now I have some, what do you call it, honey roasted almonds to munch on while I try to figure out what to order from DoorDash. I did not really want to order from DoorDash because it's so expensive, but I'm hungry. I'm pretty sure my sugar's dropping, and that could be part of why I'm kind of all weepy and everything too, along with everything else that's going on. And it's hot as blazes in this room. Wish I could open the window. I don't know if I can or not. If I can, I might actually just crack it a little bit open if I'm able to get it open, because it's hot. Anywho, bye again. Just want to give you an update that might be a delay on if I do a mukbang or not. I may not get one done today. I don't know. I'm so aggravated. I just want out of here. But I know Anthony needs to get better first before we can actually go home. So, anywho, I'm going to see if I can figure out something to eat. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.